What's up, friends of the good mood? This is Manni, and welcome to the next session here in Space Engineers, where I finally digged the next hole here in gold, and I gotten myself a bit more. We're at 1.8 million now, and yeah, I'm going back, deliver the ore, and then showing you guys and gals and explaining the new capital ship that Polarbearz and I have been working on so far. I've got a lot to show you. There's a lot of good stuff. Alright, so first let's go over there and deliver the ore that we just gotten. You see there's a big hangar inside the capital ship. This is where actually this ship will fit with its height. It will fit in there. This is it's perfectly measured so that it works just by an inch, and that is why I had to make this big box in the end, or at the back, which now makes this whole thing look like a freaking car. It wasn't supposed to look like one, but it now does because of this hangar. But it's not too bad. Let's dock first here. Getting closer, having some sweet light from the spotlight to the left. I think a little bit down further. Okay, here we go. No, a bit too high. That looks decent. That looks good, and whoop, we're docked. Nice. So let's dock finally.
No fuel.
Okay. Now we're docked with the main station. It's not a ship yet. It's a station so far because it's not yet mobile. Now, deactivating engine, large engines deactivated, resetting the batteries to recharge so that they no longer are in discharge mode, stopping the drills, stopping the connectors from throwing out, and stopping the ore detector. There we go. This is now all the engines are off. The light will still go. We could deactivate it, but we're letting it go. This is the air harvester. I've shown you this in the last episode where I made tons of, where I made a massive deep hole where the whole thing was twice over or so inside. And I was digging some gold from super far down below. And, oh, by the way, I should probably move that gold into the storage. Hold on. Air harvester, and then here, main cargo, ore. Okay, so, let's move all the contents here. 340,000 tons of pure gold away, and there's another 20,000 tons, and that's already it. But it weighs a lot. It wasn't all I've been able to get because there's only such a small layer of gold, but it's better than nothing. And I could probably go into this one and also move that stuff away here. All the things that we don't want. Put it away. There's supposed to be nothing in the air harvester but ore and stuff that we've gotten. So, that's it. Now, we're done with this, okay? This is all being picked up by the refineries from the ore storages and all that. Now, let's start with the exterior of the large capital ship first. Let's imagine this thing to be gone, okay? This thing is not docked. We just imagine it gone. We have a few automated Gatling turrets on top. Not because I'm being attacked by other people, even though this is an online server, but we're only playing with a password, 2 or 3 friends of us. But this is because of the asteroids. There's constantly freaking asteroids and meteoroids dropping in. Meteoroids, right? Asteroid is a big one. Meteoroid is asteroid just in space, and it's a meteoroid as soon as it gets down to ground? I'm not sure. But in any case, those things come from the skies and they rip holes into my ship, and I hate that, okay? Obviously. So I've put up some automated turrets now to defend against the meteor storms. I haven't yet seen them in action, because ever since I put them up, of course, no asteroid or no meteor storm came back. Of course. They hit you only if you're vulnerable. But now that I have defenses, I want to see if they actually prevent the meteors to hit the ship. They are set to auto-targeting mode for asteroid or meteoroids and nothing but meteoroids. And with a 500 meters aiming, and they do have ammo, enough of it. I can also take control of a turret manually. I can go here. Since I build it, I have access to this whole thing. Can go into the control panel. I can set all the details, what it's targeting, missiles and meteoroids, and I can also take control doing this. See that? Now I'm inside the turret, and I see myself. No, I'm too small here. But look. If I shoot somewhere, I can actually do damage. Look. See, I'm actually damaging the ground right here. This is so cool. Now I've damaged my own ship. See here? There's actually even a hole now, which I can go into. Alright, so let me get some steel to fix it back. And then I'm gonna explain everything. Hold on, before I go into the bridge, I want to show you the bridge later. I first want to show you how I repair my ship. I did this for you, hopefully you appreciate it. Steel plates, back into the pilot, there we go. And now I can fix this. Here, fixing it back up. And the hole that I've destroyed, I won't be able to fix it this way. I actually have to place a fresh block for it. Like so. And then, there we go. It's all fixed up. I think there's still a dent somewhere, isn't it? Whatever. You bad gun, you just damaged my ship. No. So this is set to auto-targeting and targeting meteoroids, and hopefully when they come next time. Because they actually did holes. The one I just made right there, this is a smaller one. And the meteoroids actually did deeper holes, and they would just penetrate the whole ship hull, go through it, and destroy everything along their path. You see all those millions of craters? They're here? Well, those craters are all meteoroid strikes that came down. Now you imagine how much damage I had to fix up on my ship all the time, constantly, until I finally found a solution that hopefully works. Now, the exterior of the ship is a, you know, quite practical thing, okay? We have one major component in the middle, that's the flatter one. It's actually divided into three. We have this one here as a drilling section, the drill section. Then there's going to be a wall here. It's not yet here, but there's going to be a wall along this here, making this a separate room with all the storages. And they have a different storage purpose. They store different things, and they have sorter blocks. This is Polarbearz has done all this himself with making the sorter blocks and defining the rules for them. So they basically we had some lags here. So they also only really collect what they're supposed to get and store this specific ingredient or component, and not just everything, right? And this, of course, requires a lot of room, but we had this room. And we're having 3 floors here. The bottom floor, the second floor, and then there's going to be a third floor here where the wall will sit like this, right? Oops, hold on. What? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. That means I've placed the wrong block before. See, this will be the next floor, basically. See that? I'm going to put it away because we're... Oh, wait a minute. Okay. Now, wait a minute. I just noticed I didn't place a full block. I placed a corner. A slope. I wanted to place a full block, obviously. Now it's finished. This is the hole that we shot through before. So, I've also made some lights here. And while Polarbearz was taking care of all the storage problems, also making refineries and all this kind of stuff, I went ahead and built a bridge. A very armored bridge, because in my opinion, a bridge is something you can't break in easily. It's a very important part of the ship. It's armored all around. And then we have bulletproof glass around it, and in the middle the gate section, or the entrance section that we can lock or not lock and open for everybody. And then inside the bridge, you'll see there's 2 floors too. The lower floor with all the instruments in the front. We have a bulletproof glass ceiling here, where we can, when we fly with this thing, we can see the ground moving underneath. That will be so amazing once we fly. We also have a very large section to the front, and look at this graphics. I like the graphics of this game. This looks so amazing with the sun coming down slowly, the shadows creeping in, and this is just amazing. The graphics is really good. I like it. It's not insane, like it's not the Frostbite engine, but it's really good, and everything is destructible. Every little thing. You can literally, and I'm not joking, guys, you can literally take apart the entire planet until it's gone. You can literally go down and dig into the ground and make machineries, huge automated drones that dig through ground, and eventually the whole planet, you can dig it away. The whole planet is about, I'd say about 50-40 kilometers in diameter, or 30 kilometers in diameter, something like this. There's larger planets with 120 kilometers, but it's real size, right? That's a planet size. And you can leave this planet, you'll see the atmosphere, you're leaving the planet, you're leaving, the gravity will soon decrease at 20 kilometers height or so, 30 kilometers, and then you'll be able to leave this planet. And that is what this ship is intended to do, okay? Now, we have here the instruments, the main cockpit from where we can steer the ship. I also already defined, I haven't yet set the controls for the thrusters. That's due for today. We have also a camera underneath where I can zoom in and see the drilling platform, whether it's lowered or not, because look, I can go here and I can piston base group, piston group 4, base ship piston group here. I can, for example, do this. See that? Now the whole pistons, they're lowering down on the ground. And this is something I'm going to show you in a second here. This is going to be the drill platform. It's not yet finished. I'm going to delete this control again. And this is just the camera underneath the ship. We have also landing gear to the right and to the left and behind us, so 4 landing gears. Let's go away from this console. There we go. And the upper floor on this space, basically, we have a space toilet here and another one over there. And a space station, there's going to be something here. So, and we have, of course, a second floor with a catwalk where you can then, from the bridge, also have a special look outside the windows. Very nice. Very nice. I like this. And flying around out there is pretty awesome also in the desert here. Okay, so let me show you more of this ship, okay? We have generators, we have batteries, and we have also uranium generators over back in the distance. We have here the storage rooms. This is the industrial part, as I've already just explained. Then there is here these, what are they actually called in English? They're called reactors, yeah. Basically just uranium reactors. And they generate a ridiculous amount of energy, but we do not find uranium yet on the planet, which that's why we need to leave this planet. Uranium is something you find out on asteroids and stuff like this, okay? Only a little bit inside the bullet hole, inside the holes from the craters from outside space. The meteoroids bring a bit resources, a few. Now, this section here is very interesting. This is the drill and the whole the heart piece of this ship, basically. It will gather its own resources in a ridiculously efficient manner. And the way we did it here, we have 4 outer pistons. You see the outer ones? Not the ones in the middle. The outer pistons. That's 4 of them. And they're combined into one item, basically, with merged blocks. They're merged into one items, and they will all serve as stabilizers for the center pistons. Now, these 4 outer pistons have 5 each going down, right? And they're currently extended. See these pistons? This is one piston, and this is one piston. This one is extended, and this one is still put together. Right? The way this system works is we can get insanely deep. We can go into the ground from here. Whoops. I just died. I just went too far, too fast, and I just killed myself. Whoops. I respawn, no problem. Just gonna get to my body location. Where was I? Where was it? There it is. Body location here. I'm gonna get my tools back. My body is also laying around somewhere. I don't know where it is. I'm just gonna get my tools back, throw the other tools back in. Uh-oh. I just realized my hydrogen bottles are empty too. I'm going to have my last... I'm on my last straw here with things. Let's get back up. Quickly refill on hydrogen. So that we can keep flying. There it is. Putting them back in. They will be filled here in the hydrogen tank. And now I can keep flying. Okay. So I will actually... This is a very large... This is 150 meters or 200 meters or whatever up to the ship from here. And we're from right where we are. We can easily reach the bottom and then drill 100 meters into the ground from here. From where we are right now. Obviously, later we're going to be landing the ship on the landing thrusters here. And then we have 300 meters down or 250 meters or so. And right now this is basically just still 50 or 80 meters back in. And by the way, right now this thing is standing on these, in case you're wondering, what is it standing on? These 3 columns right here are they're just, I made 3 of them. You could just have 1. But I made 3 of them in case a meteoroid would sever one of those lines. Then the whole thing could come crashing down without being finished. So I've made 3 separate connections, so that even if a meteorite would very unluckily hit one of those things, it would still stand. And see now the shadow. See that the sun is going down and the shadow is creeping up now. The night is conquering the planet now. Because, yeah, see the sun is going down and the light is coming. I can also have my own shadow here. This is cool, man. Boop. Open the visor. Collecting the last sunlight here. Hey. Alright, so this is how the night is coming. Woo! Look at the arms. That's cool. Alright, and basically, and the reason why we can't go so far on the pistons and the drill is because we have these outer pistons. They are in their base form, in their default configuration, they're extended. So we will unextend. What's the word? Exact opposite of extend. Extend and draw in? Draw back in? I don't know. Withdraw, maybe? We will withdraw or whatever, pull back the pistons. So this will be one way of lowering the center. And then the center pistons, which is 15 on top, one after another, times 4, because they're also fused together into one stable block. 15 pistons will then, after these 5 outer pistons have been, drawn down, we can then extend those in 3 different stages to then dig into the ground super deep. And since we have them all merged together in different, they're more stable, won't be wobbling as much. And then also, we're not going deep just into the ground as this harvester did. This harvester here, it was used to dig into the ground simply straight down with these drills and these 3 pistons that would just extend. And there's a 4th piston with the same principle. 1 or 2 pistons here. This one goes down, right? Already lowering this thing below ground level. And then these 3 pistons here would extend. And altogether, I basically had 4 piston length to go down, 40 meters. But then it would get wobbly too much. I could not go further. These things will run differently. We're going to have a rotor with pistons on the outer sides. We're rotating this whole thing slowly down into the ground. And this way, with the pistons on the outer sides rotating, you'll basically very slowly make huge holes. And this is how it'll work. Okay, I'll be showing this once the whole thing is finished. Today we're going to start and try to launch the ship and separate the connections and try and fly it over to the ice lake. So this here is the hangar. This is where all the ships will be fitting, including the air harvester. The air harvester perfectly goes in here. I have measured it and made sure that works. And then of course we have the engine compartments, which have a ton of downwards facing engines in order to hold the ground, to hold the weight of this ship on gravity on a planet. Because this is an interstellar ship, it will be able to leave planet and re-enter orbit on different planets. And for this, on the gravity, we need a massive amount of downward-facing thrusters, which we have. Then we have also, since the ship is going to be able to pilot in space, we have upwards-going thrusters, much less than we have downwards thruster, because we don't need as many in no-gravity environment. And the same, we have thrusters this way to stray sideways. We have thrusters this way to decelerate. We have thrusters this way to accelerate, while downwards thruster will keep us in keeping, thing. Then depending on how we roll and which thrusters are running and which are not, we are going to be able to roll the ship. And yeah, so these are the controls. And I need to bind the buttons for the controls and for the thrusters still. But the gyroscope, which sits in the middle of the ship, should be able to detect whether it's whether it's stable, whether the horizon is aligned or not, and then it will help steer the ship. I'm not sure if one gyroscope is going to be enough for the massive ship size like this. We've been building for this on this for more than a week. We've been building on this thing a week, and this is how we're close for launching now. So yeah, in case you're wondering, no, you cannot join our server because it's very private here. I cannot afford to let anyone in that I not know perfectly, because if you would just go here and you just sever this, and this connection, the whole thing came crashing down. It's all destroyed and in vain. All the work of a week is going to be wasted in just 5 seconds, basically. Plus the 10 seconds it takes to fall. Yeah, so I cannot risk anyone being on the server that I don't know 100% trust. And it's a password on the server too. So in case you were wondering, right? But I will be bringing more video content for you guys, showing you this in action. Maybe I'm gonna start to put some clothes on the ship, basically some sloped armors to just make it more beautiful. Right now it's very, you know, practical and blocky, but we can hide things and make it more fun and more interesting to look at. The hangar component will be filled with the ships later. Once we're making our way to the water lake right there, you see it right over there. This is the water lake, and 30 kilometers away, 25. Can I sit inside an engine? Nah, it detects this as a finished block. I'm standing here. If I turn on the engine, I would absolutely get roasted and killed, by the way, right? The game is physically very correct, except for few things for where you can build things on like one-line connections, which doesn't make any sense. But otherwise, the physics and the element table and all that is really accurate here. Leaving planet is the next, the second next step. The first one is getting to the water lake, getting enough hydrogen to leave the planet. Mirox also joined us. I know Mirox. He's a trusted person of our patrons. He's with me here on the server too. He just started out. He's going to make his own way into space, and then we pick him up once he managed to do this. And yeah, this is the ship. Ladies and gentlemen, it's not yet 100% finished. There's going to be a lot of work that we're still going to do in space. It's easier to build things in space. Most people would build a ship like this size in space because you don't have gravity, you don't have problems like this, and you don't need as many thrusters to get up. But I wanted this challenge. I wanted to make an a ship that is capable of traveling to other planets and landing there, gathering resources itself, and having the fleet operate from the hangar itself. And that is what we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen, okay? So, without further ado, I'm going to end this video now, and we're gonna have, you know, more videos coming up soon with more content on this game. Tell me what you think. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like and comment down below, and if you haven't already, hit subscribe as brutal as a man can hit for more. Thanks for being with me. You guys are awesome as always. Manni signing off. Bye-bye.